Yes, we need it, sir.
Okay, so because those are the steps how you have to navigate in a real time, right? So if at all gets something, how to enact and whom to reach, that and all we've discussed, right?
Yes,
Now,
sir.
now we are just started configuring and we are understanding. In SAP, there are two screens I told. What are the screens?
So easy access screen and IMG.
What is the difference between two?
So easy access use only end user
Okay.
and IMG screen using consultant.
Consultant can use IMG screen and end user
Yeah,
easy
and
access. Both we
yes sir.
can use, right? Because
Yeah,
in IMG screen, we have to configure. In an easy access screen, we have to create a master data and we have to create a transaction data to test our configuration, right?
Yes, sir.
But end user will only have an access to easy access screen, right? They are the end user, right?
Yes, sir.
So to get into your implementation guide, what is the transaction code?
SPR.
SPRO. The minute you,
SPR.
yeah, the minute you open, if you want to open directly SPRO, you can set the transaction code here. Somewhere here, insert transaction, you click. If you type here, what is the transaction code you want to open? The minute you open SAP, if I give SPRO, because I am a consultant, I want that screen more often, then it will take you when you log into SAP directly SPRO. And the way you have to exit from SAP is there are two ways. In a menu, you go and click on log off. Okay, then it will log off. Or else in the command field slash n ex you type. Slash n ex, if you type and enter, it will close. Okay. Now I'm just opening again. Let's see directly we could see SPRO screen. Or is it? It didn't save or what? Insert transaction SPRO node added to the favorites. What happened? This one, sorry, not that. Insert not this one. Set transaction SPRO slash n ex. We just open 456. Just see. Now we are directly logging into IMG screen, not a easy access screen, right? So that is
Okay.
how you can do it. But that is how you navigate your system. That is up to you. It's not an important thing. Let's continue our work. So we are defining enterprise structure. So enterprise structure, just click on it. Definition, financial accounting, define company. First one is define a company, right? In your organization structure, what do you have? You have to define a company. Companies means the client for whom you are configuring. So when you have a business requirement discussion, they'll tell you this is how my company name you have to create in a system, right? So you got the information. So let's configure it. Just click on define company. So as this is a test system, you have a more data, but don't consider it for a real time. Now we have to create our company. Just click on new entries. So you have the screen to fill the information. This information already we have in our blueprint document. You just take that as a reference by saying that you have to fill the information here. Okay. Now in a particular client, a particular activity, how many persons can do? I mean, how many persons can configure at the same time?
One person, sir.
One person. If you have another person doing, let's say, if I'll go again, if I'll go to the same transaction code again, you'll get this, but you need to understand this, how to proceed further. Slash o SPRO, I'm typing again. I'll go to the same transaction again. Financial accounting. Sorry, oh, we have to do enterprise structure, go, definition, financial accounting, define company. So it's telling already this user is inside, he is creating. However, you open another screen also, your ID will show as a locked entry, right? And in
Yes,
this
sir.
Yes,
case,
sir. Yes, sir.
system only show you two options. Do you want to display the data? If you click on yes, you will go inside, but not in a change mode. Change mode will not be enabled. It means you could not see the option new entries option to create a new entries. If you type no, you will not go inside. It will be ended here only. If you say if I press no, it will not go anywhere, right? But if I at least I want to see a data, then I can click a yes. It will show me data, but you don't see a new entries button, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because in other screen I've already opened for a creation. So next thing is you just come back. Whenever you get this error, what you have to do is first how to delete the log entries. Just copy the person who logged it. Just select this username. You will understand the right username, new Feb1 in this case. You copy this, go to another screen, new screen, and type the transaction code SU01D. What is it? SU01.
SU01D.
The transaction codes which all start with SU, you think that they are related to authorization, user authorization, and user administrative related transaction codes starting with SU. It means who is admin here? An SAP. Who is admin here? In SAP module. System admin.
System.
Who is the
Hello.
what is the consultant name?
Basis
Basic.
con.
Basis. Yes. Yes, basis consultant will operate, will create, will do a settings for this transaction code. So we are not going to SU01. In real time, SU01, you will not have an access. This user maintenance. We cannot maintain username, right? Basis will maintain and he'll give you. This is a test system, you have an access. So new fab one, right? So this is a my user. If you want to create any user, you can create it. If you want to display it, this is a display. This is nothing but SU01D. We came into 01, but we just displayed it. This is not any change mode, right? This is grayed out, right? This is a grayed out.
Okay.
In real time, what you have to do is you just go to SU01D, paste the username who logged it. Who logged it for us? This guy is logged. You copy this username, paste here and click on display. Then you'll see entire information about that user. Maybe his name, if that is you, your name, Muhammad Assam, right? Muhammad Assam. And the important thing you see here is you will see his email address, the client email address, maybe Muhammad.assam at the rate of reliance.com. You can see it here, okay? Definitely, real-time system will have a user email address, okay? Maybe bonkiran at the rate of reliance.com. Why I am telling reliance.com? Because now you are into Reliance project. This is a Reliance system, right? So when you onboarded to Reliance client, you will have an email ID of Reliance. I told you already, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You have that email ID. Now you just have to copy that email ID and internal communicators. You have a MS Teams, right? You know MS Teams? Like Skype,
Yes, 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 sir.
Google Meet. So these are the internal communicators. In internal communicators, IMs. So there is a Teams. Teams app in a sense like how you have a Facebook chat or whatever charts you have. In organization, they use for internal communication MS Teams. So you just go to there and you just search this person email ID. You give this email ID, you will see that person whether he is in online, whether he is in a call, whether he is busy, whether he is presenting, whatever status he has, you can see him, right?
Yes, sir.
If he is available, if he is available in a green, then you just ping him, hey, hi, maybe Hassan, I am so and so Krishna, I'm like this. And when I am trying to create a company, but I could see currently the transaction is locked by your ID. Can you please confirm once you're done with that? You have to ask him. What you're asking basically, I need to do the same activity because it's locked your ID. Once you complete your activity, tell me no, let me know so that I can do my work. You have to inform him, right? Then if it is a real-time system, definitely that guy will reply you back. Hey, sorry, I've already done. I just came out. He'll say, then you can go and you can continue with your work. There is no issue, right? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Make sure in real time you have to take the confirmation. You have to wait for the instructions from the person who logged in. Okay, who logged in, or else who logged that screen. Now let's see. This is not a real time system, right?
Yes, sir.
This is not a real time system. If you want to delete, we don't know who is this person. We don't have his contact details also. So we cannot contact that person. So what you have to do in this test system is you just copy this user ID who logged the screen. You just copy, go to the transaction code SM12. What is it? SM12. Just enter and default here you will see your username. You remove that. You remove that. You paste the user who logged the screen. In this case, both are same, right?
Yes, sir.
In this case, both are same, but practically both will be different. When you practice it, you will see different user names. Who actually logged that username? You paste in a SM12. Then click on search. Then you will see how many screens he opened. You can see like this list. Now I just opened one screen only, right? Where is it? This screen only I've opened for a configuration. So that is the reason that one screen only showing here, right? You see? Now,
Yes, sir.
how many entries here you have? You just select all of them. Here there is a button select all. You just select all. It will select all the rows. Unfortunately, we have only one row. You see it. If you would have more rows, the minute you click on select all, everything will be selected. After that, what you have to do is you just have to click on delete, selected, delete logs. You are not deleting entries, you are just releasing the entries which are locked by that particular user. You just click on delete and it will ask like this, just click on delete. Then it is deleted. Now if you go, where is it? Now let's go again. See, for him, this will be disappeared. I am also in here, but before deleting, it was not allowing me, right? Now it allowed me, right?
Yes, sir.
It means it has closed in a backend, that's all. So nothing can be done for that guy. Then now the screen is visible for you. So then what you have to do? You have to do your work as quickly as possible and you have to come out. Otherwise, what will happen? He know how to delete your user IDs, user lock entries also, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That is the reason. It will be sometimes vice versa. Keep on you are deleting, that guy will delete. But definitely you have to follow this process unless uh, you don't have any log entries or so. But this is main important. I used to see students. I'll ask them why you are not practiced today. They'll say when I used to practice, I'm getting this screen error, so I don't know what to do. So I've not practiced it. You guys should not say to me, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know how to delete the log entries, user log entries. Hmm. Now let's proceed. Now we are starting our subject. Just click on new entries. Yes. Now the first thing is the name will be different and your roll number will be different in your maybe in education time. Maybe if you are employee, you have a name and you have an employee ID, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So ID why needed? Employee ID is needed to identify you as a one numerical number, so that it differentiates the minute I type your numerical no unique number, so that I can get your information, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Like that, in organization also, we can give a identifiers and we can give the names. Let's say what is mean by identifier is nothing but your employee ID. So the company can be defined with a six letters, six identifiers with the combination of alphanumeric values. Alphanumeric values means you can have the ABCs and you can have the 1, 2, 3s. Okay, with that combination you can create up to 6 digits only, not more than that. If you want to see 1, 2, 3 ABC, I'm typing. Okay, D also I type. It's not taking. See, it is restricted to how many characters? Only 6 characters. If somebody asks you, hey, no, I want to give maybe 7, maybe 8 characteristics, then you have to tell, you have to start using a term. Whatever you learn, you have to say, as per standard SAP, company definition allows only 6 characters. This is the limitation we have in SAP. Got it? What is there? What is the functionality you have in SAP? When you are talking about that, you have to start using the term as per standard SAP. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now this is 6 letters, so we type RELIANC. Or maybe this much only it is taking. It will take that much only. For this and all, no, nobody will ask you to add more, do customization. That and all they'll not ask. They'll just ask, I want bake. If you say it's not possible, then they'll shorten the name and they'll give you. It's a combination of your alphabets and numeric values. If you want to add one numeric, maybe you add 5. Relaya 5. This is just a identifier. You think that this is like a your, what is it? Employee ID in the organization. This is a name. Okay. So Reliance Industries, maybe private limited, right? So some companies will have a second name also. Some companies will not have a second name also. Maybe a nickname you call it as like that. If they don't have a nickname and so they'll give a same name. They'll ask you to enter the same name, or else you no need to update this name also. You can keep it blank also. Just they gave a company name as Reliance Industries Private Limited. Now, basically, they'll tell you where it is located, right? Will they say or no? They'll say, right? Where we have this information now? Where I have this all information now? From where I am seeing this information on the configuring a system? Guys, tell me.
From blueprint, sir.
From blueprint. Let's say it's in maybe where it is. Maybe let's write in a. Actually, it is in Mumbai, right? Mumbai. Maybe Navi, Mumbai. Their base location is Mumbai only, right? So post box or PO box in a sense, if every company want to know reach to postal office, Indian postal office, and if they say, hey, all the communication I receive, I want one dedicated number. With that number, you give me one no setup of a box, so that whatever post I receive, please drop in there. I'll collect. Like that, if you can request and you can get it. Otherwise, you leave it blank. It's up to you. If you have information about it, you will fill it. Otherwise, you leave it. If you want to type something, you can type there is no harm. But that is the functionality FIBO box. If you want to understand more, any field in SAP, if you want to understand more definition, more descriptive, you just have to type a right click, go on help and read out. Post office box of the company. As I told you, right? this will be a dedicated number you receive from a Indian post in India. In other countries, it's a different, but you just have to reach them and get a dedicated number. Okay, post box number. So further information, if you want here, what is the other way you have to do? I want post box number. A little more descriptive way. I need to read. What is the other option you have?
In systems we have
No, you just go to Google, right? You have a Google. What is PO box number in SAP? You just type it. It will tell you. These addresses have a postal code of their own, which must be entered into the field of the company postal code. If you enter such a postal code, the field of okay. Got it? That is more of a your company specific number which is allocated by a postal department, right?
Yes, sir.
Likewise,
yes
first
sir,
option
yes sir.
is SAP, second option is your Google, right? Got it? Now you know the postal code, right? What is the postal code?
Pin code, sir.
Pin code. Maybe in India, what is the length of a pin code?
6.
6 letters. Then how to control these letters? How system knows? For India, it is 6 letters has to give. In a US, they have to give a 5 letters. This and all will control from a basic configuration. But basic configuration in a sense, normally SAP knows, right? Based on a country wise, how these legal things and how these common things needs to be set up. SAP knows or don't know. They knows it, right? So they
Yes
knows it.
sir, yes sir.
They knows it because that is a package related configurations. Normally, we don't change that configurations in real time. SAP will take care of them. They'll just provide you. We just have to use them. If at all, if there is any somebody went wrongly and he changed it, then you should know the spot where we can define the postal code length and all based on a country wise. We'll see after this. Okay.
In real time, the postal code will be appear, sir.
Basically, maybe you will not print the documents, right? So whatever invoices you post, do you print them?
No, sir.
Uh, so basically, there are few organizations, they will print the documents also. They'll take a printout, they'll just add the supporting, they'll sign it, they'll document it also. When they print it, whenever you see your company, whatever information you are filling here, that information also will filled along with your company, right?
Okay.
That is the reason. And also, as a legal, if you say whenever you are filling your returns and all, whatever address you have in a system, with the same address only you will fill it, right? What all the hard copies you have in your organization, print books, invoices, whatever the stamps and everything, wherever you see, you have a detailed information, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes sir, yes sir, yes.
Without pin code, the post will not reach you, right? That's all. And also for other communication purpose, our company will take a loan from a so and so bank. They need address, proof, everything, right? Yeah,
Yes, sir.
basically this is the identifier where it is located. Okay, so maybe we'll give some number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is also city, Mumbai, right? And country. Whenever you guys see this, we call it as a magnify button or a search button, maybe help button, whatever you call it as. That is up to you. You see, but I normally call this is a search button. Whenever you have a search button, you say search button. So in this field, you have to select one value from the given details. If you click on this search button, you already have the countries defined here. You see how many countries? 253 countries are defined already by SAP. Now tell me, can I create one country as a 9A? Is that makes any sense?
No sir, no sir.
No, right? Countries are the standard ones which are already known by the world. Okay, that is the reason which are a common things. As I told you, the fixed things SAP will take care. That SAP will already configure this. If you have this magnifier button, such button, make sure in the list given by SAP you have to select one country, one value for say. So it's not as for your selection, you have to select the values given by SAP. Now, as I said, if I try to type 9A or a 9, whatever, the minute I enter, what it is the line? System is giving you an error, right? Entry 9A does not exist in T005. What is T005? Maybe you will not understand now. We call it as a table. I'll tell you by completing this, I'll connect you to the tables also. Tables are very important as a consultant. Okay. So basically it is
Yes, sir.
telling
Yes, sir.
entry 9A does not exist. It is telling, right? So make sure this basic information you should have. If you have a search, among this one value user has to select, not the value which is not listed here. So basically what is our country? So basically Reliance is originated in India, right? What is the country?
I-
IN, sir.
IN, sir.
IN. See, the minute I type IN, it has picked from the list. Now if I enter, I'll not get any error. See? Now again, I am in a language. Can I select as for my own language? Like
No, sir.
9A? No. Again, I have a search button, right? You just go. There are 44 languages. SAP has given already a release. Among this, what is the language you want to use? English you want to use. And what is the currency you want to use? Currency also you don't have any option. You have a currencies. Why you have a countries, many other
Yeah.
currencies little low? Because few countries will use the same currency, right? That is the reason. So in this case, our currency is INR, right? You just type INR. Now we filled all the information. We have seen the blueprint document. From the requirement document, we have filled the information. Now what we have to do is we have to save it. I am just clicking on save. The minute I click on save, there is a pop-up came. Now tell me guys, why I need to save actually? What happens if I will not save it? What could be the reason?
Cannot save, sir, if we won't save the details.
Okay. What could be the other reason we need to save the data? Thinking a future. Tell me. Looking at your system landscape, tell me. Maybe you'll get an answer. Why we have to save here?
To create more define the company codes.
Hmm.
So we have to save the company details first of all.
Okay, correct. Looking at a system landscape and other activities, I'm telling. Any clue? Hasham, can you tell me? Oh, how many systems you have? It doesn't matter in your system landscape. Only one system is modifiable, which is your development system. Currently, we are in, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So that is the reason you have to develop everything here. You have to save it here in some number or something. Then you have to transfer the same data to quality system for a testing. We cannot configure again there, right? That is not a modifiable system, right?
Yes, sir.
Whatever you do it here, configure it here, you have to transfer there. How you transfer it if you don't save it here? Yes, right? So
Yes,
like in your mobile, you have a maybe external storage. If you want to transfer your files from one mobile to another mobile or so, if you just take that copy and if you put another device, you will have the data, right? Yes. Otherwise, it's not possible to transfer, right?
sir.
So that is the reason in your development system only we do all modifications, configurations. We save the data because later once finish with the development, we have to move these changes to our quality system we have to do testing. We, in a sense, the appropriate testing team will do a testing. Then business do a testing. Once testing is done, from there again we have to move a changes to your production system, right? Yes or no? This is the
Yes, sir.
process. This is the process, right? Now that is the reason we have to save the data. Now tell me if you know it, how the data save in a SAP. How data will save in SAP? Data, data in a sense, configuration I'll write more specific. Like how configuration data will be stored in SAP. Anybody knows? Any answer?
No, sir.
Through TR we call it as transport request.
Transport requests.
What is it? Through transport request, data will be configuration data will be stored in SAP. So next thing, how many types TRs we have in SAP? TR in a sense transport request. You remember, okay? Now tell me how many types of transport requests we have? Any answer, Banu?
Uh, I think it's a unique transport request, sir. When we'll save it.
Uh-huh.
Uh, if we do one configurations, second time we will create a company code. Then same TR we can save, sir.
Okay. That is okay. Now I'm asking types of transport requests. In SUV vehicles, how many types you have in a sense? You say many cars, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm just asking how many types of transport requests we have in SAP. There are two types, right? One is customizing request. Second one is workbench request, right?
Okay, sir.
There are two types of requests, guys. What all I'm telling yesterday and today, very much important real time. You should know the base clear, then you can play anything. So there are two types of transport requests. One we call it as a customizing request. It captures functional configurations. Functional configurations in a sense FI, CO, MM, SD, okay, HCM, any functional consultant, if you do any configuration in a system, that changes will be captured default in a customizing request. It's not in a workbench request. This is the main thing you need to remember. In interview also they'll ask, have you ever created a customizing request? They'll ask. You have to tell yes. As a functional consultant, my configurations will always save under a customizing request. Got it?
Okay,
And
sir.
maybe you should not have any confusion. Our colleagues in other functional modules also definitely they'll work on a customizing request. Got it? Got
Yes,
it?
sir.
This is program related. Who will use program related ABAP and basis? If you do any modifications by our technical consultants, that will be captured under workbench request. Got it?
Got it, sir.
This is very much important, guys. Who is responsible? Whose changes will save in which transport request? Very, very important thing, because in a real time, let's say we are in a project, they'll ask you, hey, tell me your transport number. You should not feel what is transport number. Then if you say I am working on a workbench transport, hey, why are you working in workbench transport? You are a functional consultant, right? You should know each and everything. That is the reason we are talking this. Now the other question, who will generate the tier number? in SAP. Who will generate the tier number here? SAP system itself based on the user action. User action in a sense, if the configuration based on a user um, configuration, we can call it as. What does it mean is if any functional consultant is doing something, it will generate a default customizing request. If an abapper is doing some modifications in a program, the minute when he click on save, it will create obviously a workbench request. User no need to bother, guys. I'm telling. System will take care. System knows it. The action, whatever action you are doing, system can understand whether it is a functional action, whether it is a program related action. If it is a program related action, the minute you click on save, it will show you, it will save in, it will only generate a number. It will save you in workbench request. If you are a functional consultant, if you're doing, system will generate default a customizing request, transport request. Okay. Now let's go and see we are a functional consultant or a technical consultant, above consultant.
Functional consultants.
So for our changes should go to which transport request?
Customizing request.
Is that right, Assam?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Correct. Now you see the minute I click on save, I got this pop-up. This is a transport request maintenance, you can call it as. This is a transport number already was used previously. No, this I'll not use it. Maybe the minute you get this screen for the first time, what you have to do is don't click on this OK button immediately. Just click on create request. You tell the system to create a new request because we are doing a fresh configuration now, right? That is the reason you just click on create a request. Then there is a pop-up will come. Tell me the description. Tell the system what exactly you are doing because this is not only for system. Later you should understand by seeing a so-and-so transport request, you should understand what is this transport number about, what is the configuration this about, right? So to have the reconciliation between your work, whatever work you are doing with a transport request, you should give the realistic description. Maybe I'll give Reliance org structure, right? Date. You mention a date also so that you can understand when you have started work and how long you are working, right? So
Yes, sir.
Reliance org structure 8th March 2023. You just click on a save, but now you see system has not created at the request number, transport request number, and default it is saying I'll create only customizing request, right? Whether it is telling workbench request, no, it is saying I'll create a customizing request only. Request number not yet generated because first it is asking you to type the description. Now you type the description, you just click on save. Now system will create a customizing request number. You see, we have not created this number, right? Who created this number? Who
System
give?
has created
System has created this transport request number and this is a customizing request, not a workbench request. I'm telling again, based on an action, system knows what transport needs to be generated and say a word. If it's a functional, customizing. If it is a technical, it's a workbench request. Got it?
got it, sir.
Now you just copy this transport request and let's paste here tier number. Okay, tier number. You just paste here. Okay, now whatever activities you are doing, definitely tell me you have to take one Excel file. The configuration I'm doing, I have this transport number. You just have to track, right? Otherwise, you will know maybe if your team lead asks what is the configuration you are doing, what is the transport request you are doing. If he asks you, you can tell immediately if you have a tracker, right? If you are maintaining everything in one Excel file. Definitely in a project, we always maintain one Excel file, like what is the configuration you are doing, what is the transport request you have generated. Maybe we have a common Excel file. Now we will create one. Uh, this is serial number, then name of the configuration, tier
Sir,
number.
after creating all configurations, we can extract the tier uh, report no, sir, from SAP.
Yes, we can do that. What I am telling is, you will not have that much time. The minute your team lead asks you, you should have a proper no, maintenance, right? All the
Okay.
team members are maintaining here. He can check, cross check in a SAP system, right? Serial
Okay.
number, name of the configuration, transport number, and owner of the tier, right? Who owns it? Who created it? Let's say I create a one. The one is org structure. So tier number we just created one, right? And maybe owner. We type some name. Okay. What is the name we type? Maybe Bono we type. Okay, this guy is owns this transport request. Likewise, number 2, 3, 4, all the no, we add a sequence numbers in a team. We add a configurations we are doing. We add the transport request and we add the owner names. So this is one file where we can understand how much progress we are doing, which person doing what configuration. I can understand, right? Yes, I can see from my SAP. I can see all the transports based on the users, but they'll not tell me much informative, right? Here only I'll get the more information. That is the reason, definitely in all projects, we maintain one common, like common Excel file. Everybody has to record their work with along with the transport request numbers, right?
Yes, sir.
We'll see in a system also. Now the other thing is, what is the nomenclature? What is the format of transport request? What is the uh, nomenclature of tier number? It means what is the sequence, what are the letters, then a transport number, and how it was created, how it normally generates, and what is the length of a tier? What is the length of a tier? This also you
10
need to
digits.
understand. Huh?
10 digits, sir.
Hmm. That's a 10 digits.
Alphanumeric.
10 digits alpha numeric combination. Got it? You have a A's, you have a B's, right? And if you count them, how many letters you have, Hassan?
10, sir, 10.
10 you have. Now tell me the nomenclature, how it will be created system. There is a logic in it. First first three digits of your development system ID. In this transport request, what are the first three characters? A4H, right? Right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
A4H. If we go back, to SAP, now you just click on save. Okay, continue. It will save with this transport request number. Okay, this is the launchpad, SAP launchpad. What is our system ID? SID A4H, right?
A4H. Yes, sir, yes, sir.
So that is the reason, and this is a modifiable system. Wherever you see in your real time also, whatever the system you do a configuration, that system also will have one ID. With that ID only your transport request will be generated. First three digits, see, right? This is a fundamental. Again, you need to remember to understand whether the candidate is fake or no, real. We'll ask this interview questions also. Because normally, how do I interview? I'm explaining you guys, okay? Okay.
Oh,
Next, the K is the common letter. This is as per SCP choice, common letter, and other letters are starting with a 9. It can be anything. Remaining letters, how many remaining are there? 6 letters, right? Wait, numeric.
9 is the standard, sir.
9 is the standard. Wherever you go, you will have a 9 only. Be it
Okay.
a customizing request, be it a workbench request, the nomenclature will be same. First three letters are the system ID, K is a common letter, starting from 9. It will start from 90001. Like how it will start. The first number, when you are starting freshly, it will start with this number first. First in, first out. Okay?
Okay.
The person first who is creating customizing request, he'll get this. The next person, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like that. You will get the number. In one transport request number, you can save multiple configurations. Okay, there is no restriction. The company definition only you have to save here. Then later configurations you have to save in a new transport request. No, that is not the logic. Okay, there are other processes also you need to understand. When until when you can save a data in a transport request, that and all will learn later. Okay, now you delete this. Now you understand the base, right? How data saves in a SAP, what are the different types you have, okay? How to identify the system name also by seeing your transport request and a common nomenclature also, right?
Yes, sir.
yes, sir, yes, sir.
Now, let's go back one more time. Yes, data is saved, just go back. Now define company, you just come here. So among these 1490 companies, if you want to identify your company, it's difficult, right? Difficult or not? Difficult only.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
So that is the reason we have an identifier. What is it? Line, I guess 5.
Relaya zero.
Ah, 5.
Relaya.
This is the identifier. I told you already. It is like your employee ID. So we cannot find this with our name, company name. What are we doing? We have to define whatever we have defined as a company, that name only we have to check. If you type OK, it will take you to your company. See? Got it? If you want to see it, you can see it. Maybe if you have done any mistake, okay, maybe they've asked to add you a name of a company too also, but you forgot. Then no problem, you can modify it. Whatever you created, you still can modify. The fields which can be modified will be in a editable mode. Fields which cannot be modified in a grayed out. Grayed out in a sense, see, this company, once you give a company, you cannot modify it. You see, do you modify it?
No, sir.
No, you cannot modify. But these all fields you can change, right? These are in change mode. These are in editable mode. But
If a company wants to editable in identities means like you given Relaya 5, so they wants to Relaya 2 or 3.
then you have an option. You just have to delete it and create a new.
Okay.
Got
So
it?
we have to completely delete from this and you have to create new one.
Correct. There is no option. You only tell me, is there any option?
No, sir.
No. If it is modifiable, we can modify it. You see, this is grayed out. In SAP language, a field, if any field which is not editable, we use a language, the field is grayed out. Company is grayed out, right? So it's not a modifiable. The other fields can be modified. You just save it. See, again, once you save it, the changes are saving in a transport number. If the transport number is populated by a system which is used previously, we used previously this transport only, right? This is the description we added.
Yes, sir.
While saving, make sure you just wait a minute. You validate whether I am saving a transport request, whether I am saving the data in a right transport request or not. If at all this is not the right one, you can always create a new one if you want. One more will create by system. Or else, if this is the right one, you just click on OK. Or else, if you have another transport request, okay, which is related to this configuration, then maybe you just click on your own request so that you can see so far how many transport requests you have created. You just click on one request, you see how many are there, these many are there, right?
Yes, sir.
These many transports are there. Among these you can select one. Maybe for us this is only right one. You place the cursor on this transport request, you click on OK so that the transport request will be seen. In this screen, what is the transport request you see? If you click on OK, in the transport request only, the recent changes will be saved. Okay,
Yes,
just
sir.
click on OK. Now your changes will be saved. If you come out, you see now name 2 has come, right? So if you say this is wrongly created, maybe Relaya 2 you want to create, there is no option. You just have to delete it. You just have to delete it. Say number of deleted entries 1. You just save it. Again, it will ask you transport request. Why it didn't ask you is it taken already default. We have given already one time pop-up has come. We clicked on save, right? Next time it will not pop up. It will save in the transport request default. If we come back, if you go to the define company again, you don't see your Reliance no more. Do you see here? No, right? The
No, sir.
count also reduced, right? It is deleted. Let's create one more quickly. If you want to use the same name, use it. Or if you want to see any difference, you just type. And in SAP, the beautiful advantage is repeating any action. If you want to select the same information on that particular field, you just type a space.
Yes, sir.
You will get the information. Space. Space. You can get the data, you can select it. Easy, right? Space. 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 Enter. Just save it. It's populating. Same transport request, right? We want to use. Will not create anything new. You just save it. Done. Save. Now the next thing is how to identify the TS created by so and so user and SAP. I created few transports, you created few transports. Let's say whatever you do, right? One person, I can see your data, you can see my data. How much configuration you have done, what are the transports you have. I can extract the data. Okay. Now the thing is how to find this out. To get this information, you have a two transaction codes SC09 and SE10, right? You can use any transaction code. These are the transaction codes. Transaction. In SAP, what we call, we have a transaction code set. If it is a transaction code, where we have to type, where we have to type,
Command field, sir.
command field, you have to type. So I just go to
Sir,
directly
for
in.
this, there is no path, sir.
I'll show you. There is a path. I'll show you. Okay.
Okay, sir.
But normally, to see your transport request, nobody will go to path. Okay.
Okay.
Because that is a time consuming, right?
Yes, sir.
You just have to remember few transaction codes for sure. One of them was this SPRO, the other ones are SC09 and SC10. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Transport management you have an SPRO, you can search and you can find out. I'll show you anyway. So just go to SC09, give this, it is transport organizer, right? Transport organizer. And tell me this transport organization, these things are related to functional, our side or anybody else? Who has to take care actually? basis consultant, right?
Okay, sir.
Transport, it's administrative. We are saving some data in the system. Later, this has to carry to another system. Whose responsibility that is? Obviously, your basis consultant, right? Now see, the minute you come here, if you give the username, default it will come your name. If you want to see your user related, be it use your username, I'll explain these things. The customizing workbench. If you select a workbench, you will not see anything here. If you display, unless I don't remember we have created anything. Okay, there is a one repair we did, which is of a workbench request. To show this students, I have made one change related to ABAP. Then that time system was created for me one workbench request. Okay, workbench request. See the workbench request also pattern is same, right? Pattern is same. Pattern is same. So if we want to see only alone customizing request, select a customizing request and click on display. You say customizing request involving user, and this is a client, this is a client name. So these are the modifiable transports. See 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the username. And what is the description we have selected for so and so transport request, right? This is a transport request. Got it?
Yes, sir.
The same information, we'll talk a lot about this. Okay, we're not done, just I'm giving a idea, so that whatever where it is, if I want to see it, where I can see basic questions you might have, that is the reason I'm giving little explanation, right?
Okay,
Just
sir. For other users also, we can see from this transaction code, sir.
yes, as a team member you can see all the members work here. Okay,
Okay,
so
but
this
here we can see username. This one, no, sir.
ah
Any?
but you have a selection, right? You have a magnifier, you can select it, I'll show you.
Okay.
Now before screen we have seen SC09, right? Now I am in a SC10. I came. Do you see any difference here? No.
Yes, sir.
Basically both are same. If you click here, you'll see it here, right? Now, answer to your question, you can select anybody else, okay? You just click on enter. You see all the users. Let's see this person. We don't know this person, who is he? But still we can see how many transports he created. If any transports are there with this user, you just click on display. See, this is a December user, so and so, and he has done one configuration customizing. This is a transport request. He named as MRP request. Got it?
Got it, sir.
Likewise, anybody, any name you give. Basically, you can ask your team members username, but not the password, right? Username you can ask to track their data. Sometimes they are on a leave, emergency leave. You just understand what they have done so far work. You have to continue from there, right?
Yes, sir.
So you have to see their data. So you know obviously who all are there in your team. Their username, one another will know it easily. I know your name, you know my name. So okay, but not a passwords. So let's give Feb2 if we have a Feb2. Ah, yes. Just click on this. This guy has created some company code. Has created. This is his customizing transport request, right?
Yes, sir.
So I think we are up to the time. So today what we have done, we have understand important concepts, right? And you just created one company. I'm saying if it is like another trainer, they'll complete entire configuration in 1 hour. That's all. You understand or not, it doesn't matter. Nobody gives you this much detailed information and realistic. Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
the time I am spending, you guys have to utilize it. It's not like you just listen like a story and you forget. There is no of use. Everything I'm telling realistic. Okay.
Got
So
it.
that is the reason it will take a week time to complete your FI organization structure. But I'm damn sure if you listen carefully and if you understand, you will not forget until your life. That is for sure. Your career, right? You
Yes,
will
sir.
not forget. Okay, let's continue tomorrow. You guys have to create one company and your transport request, and you have to show me tomorrow class. Got it?
Yes, sir. Yes.